All righty, here we go. Good toss, Ciera. Definitely something to always work on, right? We always want to work on our toss. You being a little bit shorter official, you could potentially be in games where you have tall centers. Work on different forms. If that's comfortable for you, basically bringing it from your waist and tossing it up. Just make sure that we're getting enough height on that. That toss was good. Okay, so I did not see that. So we've got a delay of game warning, basically 30 seconds into the game on white. We'll talk about that and find out what it was. I wasn't looking down there. I apologize. So we'll talk about that. Let's think philosophically at the philosophical level now. So we have a situation there where we call a delay a game on white. Is it possible, and I'm only asking, is it possible that we let that continue and instead we hang back for a second, or as we're going down, tell the coach, hey coach, remind your players to leave the ball alone after it goes through the hoop? Can we potentially proactively give a non-official delay of game warning, basically a verbal reminder to the coach, maybe the player, hey, remind your team, let the ball go when it comes through the hoop. If it's a confrontational coach, let's say it's a coach that you've had issues with in the past, and here you hit that right away, they're just going to say, yep, Mark's got it out for me in this game. I knew it as soon as I walked in the gym and saw him. That one, hopefully we can take a look at the tape. As that player's come down to shoot that ball, the defender comes from the block out, and Ciera, you at trail actually had the best look at that. That defender, in my opinion, came up, arms were in, but that player, I felt, kind of bodied up to the shooter on the block down here when White was driving right on that block. I felt the defender kind of bodied up and did not give that shooter the opportunity to come back straight down to the floor. I really think we could have had a foul there. Matt would have been straight lined looking from the lead up. Let's keep an eye on that. There was another situation. There's three orange, playing straight up defense, but he's bodying and he's chesting up. Those are situations where if we recognize those, it's probably okay to pass on that at this point. But if we don't at least say something, that is going to escalate, and the next time now it's going to be 2 pushes and then 3 pushes, and then we're finally going to go and call something when they probably throw a body to the floor. No, not in that one. Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about rotations when the ball is coming inbounds. Here's the simple way I always remember it. Trail is trail until the ball reaches half court. So in this case, the ball would have been going from the back court to the front court. We had a violation in the back court, so the ball's coming in essentially it's being put in the back court. So Pat would have been there. He would have just stayed. Matt, you stay, and then Ciera comes down here. Now, if I'm just trying to think of the situation where basically whenever there's a violation on the back court and the C's on that side, the C will take it in and the other two just adjust. Because now what we did is we had to move everybody. Good job, Pat. Good job picking up the subs. Nice strong whistle. Rather than the inside hand, let's put the hand up to your partner. They're the ones you're holding up, right? We don't need to tell the table we're holding. You want your partner, hey, here's my hand. Because if I use my outside hand here like you would have been, then I still got all my vision open right here to all the players. Whereas if I got this hand here, I might be blocking something. Good get, Ciera. Help, guys, help. Ball behind you. Whoa. Take a look at that one on tape. So Matt's looking down, from the trail looking down. White is going up for the rebound. I think if you look at that one on the tape, 3 Orange was completely backing out. White was up in the air. Orange was backing him out, cutting underneath him. I really think we could have had a foul on Orange. He created White going over his back. So take a look back at that one on tape. That is what we talk about, moving to get positions, angles, seeing whole play start to finish. Orange, I'll tell you right now, from what I've seen so far in this game, Orange loves to body up, use their hips, push, aggressively back out on rebounds, which is fine, aggressively backing out or boxing out, unless their opponent is in the air, legal vertical, and now they aggressively back out and undercut them. Okay, so Matt's got a conversation going with the coach right here. It's at the 12:20, 12:30-ish mark. I'm curious to see what that conversation is. He may be talking about the same thing I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye on the board because we've had 2 fouls now called against Orange. I think there's only 1 on the board. I'm wondering if the guy put a point up instead of a foul one time. I'm going to try to keep track of that, and then maybe at a timeout we'll go ask them. One second. Do we have score and fouls correct? Yes. Orange has only had 1 foul? I thought we had 2 fouls just called down there. No? Okay. My mistake. So right there, I mean, I think Orange if not all the time, for this game, they have been instructed, they have been coached to body up and push. So we missed at least 2 calls earlier in the game, which I alluded to on the tape, where we did not make that call, and now we had the call made, and 40 looks at us like, what are you calling? Matt, don't step down too far. The shot was clearly gone. It was still in the air, going to the basket. You were still walking down. You know, make a step or two, a quick position adjust, and then Orange is definitely a handsy, grabsy team.
We got 2 leads, at least both at the same direction. Both at the same call.
I think there was another. White is a ball handler, dribbler, right? Square to the basket, dribbling the basket. And 40 Orange clearly, hands down. This will be interesting as this game develops. If we do not stay on top of and through our calls direct Orange what is legal and what isn't legal, I have a feeling the coach is going to be talking to us also. Good job, Ciera. First of 2. We just stay right on the lane line extended, right? Take a position below that block. Let's see, the score is 19-12 White. Fouls are Orange 5, White 4. 5:10 to play, in case you can't see the clock on the videotape. Now we've settled into a little bit better flow. Play seems a little bit cleaner. The videotape will be looking down at that. Let's take a look at that. Obviously way taller. Not saying that wasn't a foul. You need to take a look at that and make a judgment. He clearly came up, kind of took position or got the ball above the other player. Contact after he got the rebound. I'm not so sure that he pushed him out though to get to that ball. Rebounding, it works really, really well if our T's and C's are working really hard on the rebounding calls. Because when you think about it, like that play right there, Pat's making the call from the lead. Does he have the best angle on that call? He's standing behind the player who's going in above the player inside to get the rebound. Whereas if my trail is out here looking straight down, they can make that call more accurately to see if he gained an advantage by displacing the inside player prior to receiving the ball or prior to rebounding the ball. Good job, Pat, good job. Very good patience on the whistles. Up until that point, there was absolutely no reason to call a jump ball. Now, sometimes as officials, we know that we're going to be quick on a jump ball whistle because we just have a gut feel where all of a sudden you got bodies going to the floor, that this thing could lead to something more than a jump ball. Bodies on the floor, ball's kind of in the middle of 3 or 4 bodies. I may whistle that thing a jump ball before it ever really becomes a jump ball. I can sell it enough that there's hands kind of in that area, but I know it's going to stop something else from happening. Okay, minute 35 to play. Well, white 21, orange 14. Fouls are 5 on orange, 6 on white. Okay, in this play, I know the table's over there, but we're shipping it, right? We had a ball that it's going long, so everybody stays in their same position. Ciera, you could have stood right there, reported it, boom, you bring the ball in. Good no call. You had 2 bodies going for the ball at the same place. They just came from opposite sides and they met in the same. Who really gained an advantage there? They were both moving into each other. Okay, we're under a minute. Nice pass. Oh, goodness. Take a look at that one on tape. You had 35 with a push. Again, let's make sure we're getting the right angle. I'm trying to replay it in my head, Matt. You're looking from here, you're looking down. Are you potentially looking through the back of someone and you see something, and so you see like half of it and you assume the other half? And does that combination always put us in the best scenario to make? Clock's not running, clock's not running. Okay, so Pat's got it. We're going to run some time off here. We need to be cognizant of that. I mean, it happens to all of us, right? Where the ball comes in, we make that assumption, but there's a good lesson. Always be cognizant of the clock. Always take a glance up to make sure that it started. In that situation, Ciera, if I'm the C, I know it's going to be my clock. I'm going to assume at least that they're going to bring in the ball. By the time they get to the point where they're either going to take a shot, clock's probably going to be ran down to, so it'll be mine. I'll step in right there and say, hey guys, 14 seconds on the clock. You know, just make them aware of it. It's going to be mine. All right, we'll talk quick. All right, gang, that was a really, really good talk, and I'm actually really happy that some of this has been happening in this game because all three of you have been working all weekend. You've been working your tail off. You've been sponges. You've been awesome, like I said, sponges, soaking up information. That's why I wanted to talk to that level, because you three are at a point where those are the things you need to be working on. You've got the coverages, you've got the rotations from the standpoint of primary and secondary coverages. Now let's work really, really hard at position adjustments, having angles. If we don't have an angle, we have trust in our partners that they have the angle that I don't have, and they'll come and save me if there's an obvious foul. I'd rather have a great angle and reach and get an obvious foul than have a bad angle and call a marginal foul that possibly puts their stud on the bench early in the second half with his third foul. Pat, Ciera's got that three. If you start to mark it and you realize she's got it, it's her primary, put your attempt down. We only mirror the make. The only time the trail will mark an attempt is if it's by the lead, then the trail also marks it. Okay, Matt, definitely. We talk about transition, right? Primary coverage, that was your primary coverage area. Ball's coming down the lane. Even though you were working a little wide, which we tend to start when we come down, correct? Now, if we know the ball's on the opposite side of the court, we can come down and we can cut that corner and go right to pinch. You didn't really have time to do that. With that said, ball's coming down the lane, lead, primary coverage, primary area, primary whistle, I should say. I thought that was good. Oop, there we go. Good job, Pat. That is definitely a hand check, one of the hand check fouls we're going to get. Clearly 2 hands on. He was beat. Definitely upset the rhythm, speed, balance, quickness of the ball handler dribbler. What are we calling there? I think that was just a good box out. Ciera, you're working wide here as the lead becoming the new trail, and you called that clear across the lane. I think it was just a good box out. White had already given up. They were backing away because they gave up on the rebound. I think that was a marginal call that we could have let go. 14:50 to play, 31-18 White. Orange has 3 fouls, White has 1. Nice pass. Are we going to give him 2? Okay, voice. Let's use that signal, Matt. We got a foul, 2 shots. We should be letting our partners know at the spot of the foul whether we have. I heard your voice, but let's make sure that we're giving a visual signal, because the coach on the other end of the court may not hear you, and he can be setting up, hey, we got a free throw play or whatever. So make sure we give all the information. A little bit more philosophy. By the time we blew that whistle, the player was clearly going up. So one of 2 things. If there was a grab, hold, hand check, or whatever, prior to that player starting the habitual motion preceding the try, which is the definition of in the act, correct? All the habitual motion that precedes the release, precedes the try. By the time we blew that whistle, he was already up laying the ball. Even if we think we are late with the whistle, recognize that he is already basically releasing the ball. We're going to give him that attempt. We're either going to put him on the line for 2. If he makes it, we're going to put him on the line for 1. If we aren't quick enough to be able to get that whistle, and especially on a fast break transition like that, we are better off, and even the opposing coach will be okay with it because they know that you'll do the same thing for them. We're better off giving him the benefit of the doubt that he was already in the try. We can go to the coach and we can even, coach, he had already begun the habitual motion preceding the release. You tell that to the coach, the first thing it's going to go right over their head. By the time they think that through or whatever, ball's already back at play or gone. Well, what's our coverage areas? Ball went from trail to lead, trail to lead, beat the primary defender, so that was a secondary defender, so who's primary whistle? Leads, yep. And I thought that was a nice patient whistle because he went up, there was definitely contact, she kind of thought it through. I think the contact allowed that shooter to not come back down to the floor clean.
Got it. No, I agree.
So, yeah, it was good. It was just a good patient sequence. Well, we've definitely got more fouls than Orange this half. We've got Orange with 6, White with 1. I didn't have a look at that. I was straight lined. The player was definitely a little out of control going up for the shot. Orange was on the back side. So I'm assuming we're calling a block because he didn't let the shooter come down to the floor. So I'm just thinking out loud. Did Orange do anything wrong? Were they basically in their spot that they were coming as that play goes, and then White was moving kind of awkwardly, falling away from the basket, and they potentially fell on Orange? You know, did Orange cut underneath while White was already in the air? Just something to think about, especially when the calls are 6-1. Not saying it wasn't a foul, but I'm just trying to talk philosophically here. You know, we've got a 20-point ball game. The losing team already has 6 fouls. The player in that situation really didn't have good control of his body going up for the shot. So do we reward him? Do we, put him on the line? Just questions to think about. Those are the kinds of things we're going to look at tape and break down. I did not see his feet. The coach is saying that he had a foot on the line. Now, if he had a foot on the line, the coach is valid because the front court begins on the other side of the line, correct? Ciera, whistle on all subs. Whenever we bring in subs, let's have a whistle. I mean, I go to the extreme where if I bring in a sub, 2 seconds later they run somebody up, I hit my whistle again, unless they're kind of all there in that same spot. But yeah, I would not. We definitely want to whistle on all subs. We need to. Now there's a good no call. 41's just reaching above everybody, tapping the ball around. If Orange wants to try to rebound flat-footed, well, they're gonna get beat on the rebounds.
Why didn't you roll?
That's a good one to get. I mean, was it an all-out hole grab? But when our fouls are 8-1 and White's winning by 25, yeah, we're definitely not going to miss anything against them. Pat, Ciera, way to get in there. Good job, way to get in there. We definitely want to head off anything potentially that could be happening. Good no call. Definitely some contact created by the offense. Defense was in good position. Okay, gang, hopefully nothing exciting happened here. I had to just duck out for a quick minute and a half, 2 minutes there. So we're at 2:45, 47-20, white. Fouls are 9 orange, 4 white. And that doesn't surprise me. Orange is just more physical on defense. We talked about that at halftime. Good job, Matt. Way to come in. Just let them know, hey, I'm right here. None of that stuff. Okay, we are now into a situation, we're under 2 minutes, so we got a regular game clock, right? So let's make sure that we're recognizing clock stoppages, starts. Good call, Pat. Now there I like your angle. Wide, I mean ball's in tight, but we were just coming off an inbounds. You stayed at that wide, you didn't move, you had a great look right through that play. Clearly 15 displaced the shooter. Nice cut, nice pass, good no call. There was contact, but the defense was vertical. They were straight up from legal guarding position. There we go, good. Nice shot. Okay, we're under a minute. Did we share that we were under a minute? Did we share amongst ourselves that we're at a minute? We can even say that now. We can step in. Hey guys, we're under a minute.
1 minute.
Remember, part of our mechanics manual states that we will use a visual indicator of 1 minute when we're at 1 minute to remaining in the fourth period or any overtime period. I like it. I like that call. Had himself totally out of position. I like that much better than if we would have came.
So you know.
Oh, thank you. I like that much better than if we would have came out with a foul and put him on line for being out of control. All right, we're down to 9.4 seconds. Ball game, 53-24.